And what's going on, guys? Mini call here coming at you with a more of a, I guess, a theory crafted type video. So I was talking with one of my alliance mates, and basically it just brought up the idea of Silver Surfer as a healer, and if he would just become this immortal god that is unkillable. So I thought kind of the best way to test that would be number one, obviously pop him into healer, which you'll see here. I have him at just shy of basically ISO 8 level 5. So he will lose out a little bit on this healing, but he does currently have gain plus 10 active healing with his additional 5 that he has in his kit already. So he's looking at a bonus 15% healing per turn. So I thought the best way to kind of test this is just to take him into a Dark Dimension. So we will pop on down to Dark Dimension 3, as he is not Dark Dimension 4 ready yet. He is one piece of gear away. So we are actually still kind of loaded into the cosmic section of Dark Dimension 3. So I think what I'm going to do... let's go in with Hela. And actually, we are going to pop Silver Surfer behind Thanos. And let's just see how he survives. So basically, the idea with Silver Surfer is, especially after he has gone 3 turns, he becomes a very fast character, and in a lot of cases, he is typically going twice before a single character goes once. Now, I'm not too sure how viable this would be, in other game modes. It's certainly something worth testing. It might actually make him a really good raid character. So let's see. Let's drop this down, I think, to 2 speed, because I want to actually see what he's healing for. Now, my Silver Surfer is 3 stars and 3 red stars, so still pretty weak as far as that end goes. But let's see. So our Silver Surfer hasn't been damaged yet, so he shouldn't be healing on enemy turns. So what'll happen is once our Silver Surfer takes a hit, we will start... we'll slow it down a little bit and see how much he heals for. I think this is node 3 of Cosmic. I honestly wasn't paying attention. I don't know where we are in that. So let's just see. We'll just kind of go into the fight, just kind of do normal stuff, nothing too crazy, and just see what happens. Typically, I would say, depending on what node this is, I don't think normally... If it's node 3 or 4, those ones are sometimes a little bit harder to one-shot. Our Silver Surfer still hasn't taken any damage yet, and we are looking really good. We have a huge barrier right now from the dead hero controllers, so our Silver Surfer actually hasn't taken a single hit yet. Let's kind of keep on going. We will just steal some more buffs. Now, obviously, the only downside to switching him over to healer is he does lose that ability to basically transfer all of his negative effects and then steal the positive effects from his enemy, since he's only doing his basic attack once. But if you're running into a situation where you're looking for more survivability and you're maybe not looking so much for kind of that buff mechanic, I could certainly see healer taking its place. So we're going to go in. We are still doing pretty good. I think what we might need to do, and it could be it'll be a little risque, but I think what I might do is if we do one-shot this node without any sufficient testing, because I'm really not seeing any evidence right now, what I think I'll do is I will go into a node with maybe just Silver Surfer and one other character. That way he's getting hit a little bit more. Or I might even just take him in solo and see what happens. Um, but yeah, so but yeah, right now, I mean, there's literally like no damage on the field. Everyone is full health. Pretty much everyone except Thanos has barrier for days. And I mean, really, they're not taking any damage. So let's see. Let's kind of keep on going. I think maybe. I guess I should maybe stop taunting with Thanos, just kind of a force of habit. Um, but yeah, so I think what we'll do, we'll go in and we will try the next node with just Silver Surfer and basically just see how he does as a solo character against a full team of like Dark Dimension 3 characters. Because I mean, right now, our Thanos is like this giant brick wall. And really, no one on the enemy side is like living long enough to even do damage because of all the barrier we have. So yeah, had I had a team like this on my first run in Dark Dimension 3, definitely would have made it a lot easier. Not to say that the Cosmic section was as hard as the Global, but I mean, you see here, like, they're just kind of steamrolling through this entire team. But so yeah, so we'll finish up this fight real fast. Hopefully, should not take too much longer. And then we'll just go in with Silver Surfer as a solo character and see how he does and see if that heal mechanic is viable if you're running into a situation where you need some survivability. This could also be, like I said, it could be viable for raids. I think in a situation when you're looking at using him for war, you're definitely going to want him as a striker, as that double basic is just too good of an attack to pass up. And I mean, if there was ever a character designed for striker, it's certainly Silver Surfer. But yeah, I mean, healer definitely kind of creates this interesting dynamic, and essentially with him getting healed for 15% of his max health every time a character is going. I mean, basically in 4 turns he's at 60% full health, or he gets 60% health. Obviously, if you had a full team, those 4 turns might not necessarily all be enemy turns. So he could have some real good survivability. And especially as he gets higher up in the stars and he has more health, that's definitely something. And then the other crazier aspect would be if he was at max ISO 8 healer, so level 5, he would get an additional 20% healing on every turn, plus the 5% from his basic. So you'd be looking at 25% healing. So, that's a quarter of his health every turn. Which could really kind of turn him into like this unkillable monster. And when you're looking at things where, the obvious counter to something like that would be to just pop heal block on him, Silver Surfer can counter that very easily because as soon as he does his basic, he is going to transfer that heal block to whoever he attacked. So debuffs don't tend to stick on Silver Surfer because he's basically just gives them away. So it's definitely kind of an interesting dynamic. It could make things really interesting too if he was a war offense character or even on arena defense. I could see that being really interesting, and I think a lot of people would probably expect to see Silver Surfer as a striker. So that actually might be something I might even test like a little further down the road. I don't think I have a team that is good enough yet to basically hold the defense in my current arena shard, like where I am. I think once I have Doom, I'll kind of start maybe putting something together. And that'll definitely be something interesting that I'll be kind of looking at, and especially just kind of seeing here and just kind of actually really thinking about the numbers. And I mean, 25% healing is, pretty insane. there's really no character that heals themselves for that much. Most of the drains are based off of, your enemy's HP and not necessarily your own HP. So Silver Surfer healing for his own HP is just very unique, but it's a very powerful move. And especially he's got such a high health pool for a blaster on top of it. So we'll finish up this fight. This fight went, insanely smooth. There's technically no healer on this team. Normally, when I ran this team on my Dark Dimension 3 runs, I actually did it with Minerva, and that was basically the healer. But everyone here is full health. Almost full barrier as well. So this has just gone really well, and so far is exceeding my expectations. I'm not too sure how much of that is just because Silver Surfer is that strong, or some of my other characters have gotten that strong. So let's go in and kind of solo with Silver Surfer and see how long he can kind of take a hit. So that was the second node of Cosmic. So that is a bit on the easier side. So let's go in Cosmic 3. We are going to do Silver Surfer all by his lonesome, and let's see what happens. So like I said, he should be getting healed 15% every turn, whether it's him going or an enemy. And then if he lives to turn 3, he's going to become incredibly fast, and he is going to be attacking a lot more frequently. So let's see. We'll go in. We will do his ult. Get some the heal blocks and the ability blocks. And I'm going to slow this down because I'm curious what he's getting hit for and then what he's actually healing himself for. So you saw there, he just healed himself for 4k. Let's see. So we got hit for 58 and then we healed for 16. We got hit again. Boom. And obviously, this is a total extreme. I don't think anyone would be bringing him in as like a solo character, but I'm curious just to see how many turns Silver Surfer gets before he is taken out. So that was turn number 2 for us. And let's see if he can make it to turn 3. I'd be impressed. We'll see. Doesn't look like it. But he was healing for a really good amount. Definitely, I would say an option if you're running into an issue with survivability. If you're trying to clear a node maybe that requires some sustain, it's definitely an option. Can definitely do some more testing as kind of things go on. It's definitely a very interesting dynamic. And so like right now, let me see, my Silver Surfer, right now he's got 291k in HP. So when we're looking at that, if I did have him at max ISO, he would be healing for 25% of his max health. So we'd be looking at every turn he'd be healing for 72k, which is pretty impressive. So I think definitely as an ISO 8.5 healer, definitely is going to be pretty insane. I'll definitely have to test that out once I get him to level 5, which he is pretty close to. But so yeah, I would say it's definitely situational. It certainly kind of turns him into this kind of survivable like beast, and especially when there's 4 other characters on his side of the field and he's maybe not necessarily the primary target, he definitely is going to have a lot of sustain. So definitely something, worth investigating. If you are looking to, maybe clear some content in Dark Dimension 3, that is certainly an option. Even at the low star levels, I think he is typically kind of one of the last characters standing. And I think by the time I am in the Cosmic section of Dark Dimension 4, I should have him maxed out at ISOs, so I can actually take him in. I can do basically 2 different days and do one day as a striker and one day as an ISO 8 healer and just see kind of what the difference is. And I will do a follow-up video. But definitely an interesting idea, worth investigating, especially if you are looking to survive a little bit longer. So hopefully you found this video helpful. I am going to pop him back over to striker so I don't forget. And please like and subscribe if you did find this video helpful. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Take it easy and have a good one.